Hey nerds, Jerry Bear here. On September 25th, 2007, me as a super young teenager, I was completely oblivious to the massive launch that was happening around me. I had no idea there was a video game coming out. I didn't know what this game was, but the game, of course, was Halo 3, which by you saw with the title was a game that it saved my life. And Halo 3 turns 15 years old today. So happy birthday, Halo 3. And at the time of this, with Halo turning 15, it is now older than I was. It's older now than I was when the game launched, which is wild to even think about. I grew up watching my brothers play Halo Combat Evolved, and I got a little smidge of Halo 2, but I never actually knew what those games were. And I didn't even have an Xbox 360 when Halo 3 came out. I wouldn't get a 360 until December of that year for Christmas. My middle brother surprised both me and my oldest brother with a brand new Xbox 360, the original ones, like the white ones. And I just remember opening that box, and I was kind of like, it was almost surreal that I just got this brand new gaming system. And it was a really cool moment. It was a perfect system, by the way. I still stand by the fact that it's one of the greatest systems of all time. And with it, also too, me saying it's the greatest system of all time or one of them, I never had an issue with mine. I never experienced the red ring of death. I had an issue with it once. It turned red for a second and I kicked it and never had an issue ever again. That console ran until I got I think it was the Elite or the Slim, whichever one it was, the black slender one. That one was nice. Obviously, with the Xbox 360, he's not going to give us that without a stack of games, right? So I do get my stack of games, and in the middle of that stack of games, there it is. Harsh she blows, the thing I had been waiting for. NCAA basketball 2007. It had JJ Redick on the front from Duke. So I was a big sports kid, and at that moment, like I just was so excited to play that. And me and my brother played it that Christmas, and it wouldn't be till like I don't know, maybe a month or so later, he was like, "Hey, you have this game that I got you and our other brother. You should get on and play it with me sometimes." And I was like, "I don't have Xbox Live." So he was like yelling at my mom, like, "Hey, you got to get him Xbox Live so he can play this, blah, blah, blah." I was in school hearing the rumblings of Halo 3. Rumblings. Everybody was playing it. I didn't understand. Like, what are you guys talking about? What are you all playing? I started lying and telling people I was playing. I remember my best friend at the time, Brandon, he was telling me how good he was at the game, and I kept telling my brother was better. And when my brother told me that he was level 42 or 43 and the max is 50, I thought he was saying he was ranked 43rd in the world. I was telling people that my brother was ranked 43rd in the world in a brand new video game, just bragging, boasting him up. So everybody was asking for my gamer tag, and I will tell the super quick gamer tag story. I just lied. I just lied to people and told them that I had a gamer tag, that it was Fatboy7, and I just ran with it. I was my nickname in middle school, a little bit of high school was a lot heftier. I just went with Fatboy7. When I went to make my gamer tag when I first went on my 360, I made it Wade7. Then I realized Dwayne Wade never wore the number 7. So I tried Beast Mode 7, and that's actually what was on the screen as a guest account. And then when it was time to make an Xbox Live, that was already taken. The Wade 7 was taken, and I put in Fatboy 7. And what do you know? It was also taken. So I made it Fatboy VII, the Roman numeral for 7. And that's stuck. Like that's just what it was. When people were like, "Hey, I looked you up, I couldn't find you." Whenever I got Xbox Live, I would just tell them you just spelled it wrong. It's a VII at the end. So I got to lie and get myself out of the lie at the same time. And then obviously the Fat Boy would turn into the Jer Bear VII. But that's enough about the gamer tags. It's more about the actual the story I'm trying to tell you guys. My first Halo 3 experience was actually on the map Last Resort, which was Zanzibar, I think, in Halo 2. Now I know all the lore. So my first experience was with Last Resort. It was with both my brothers, and I didn't even know what a shotty was. My brother's like, "Do you want a shotty or a Spartan laser?" I didn't know shotgun was short, or shotty was short for shotgun. So I picked it up. I'm like, "This is just a shotgun. This is nothing special." But then I fell in love with the Spartan laser, and I fell in love with the battle rifle and the sniper rifle and the needler and the unique weapons. The energy sword was the coolest thing. The gravity hammer was just as dope. And I thought that was pretty cool. He turned into like the 343 Guilty Spark, and I'm like, "Bro, what is happening?" And oddly enough, my first ever multi kill took place on Last Resort, and it was a kill-tacular. Yeah, It was a Killtacular and Shoddy Snipes as I just walk up, bow, 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 melee. And I didn't know there was anything higher. I'd heard double kill, triple kill from friends. I didn't know there was anything higher than an overkill. I knew overkill was 4. I'm sorry, I didn't know there was anything higher than a triple kill. I knew triple kill was 3, obviously. When I got an overkill and we saw the 4 stars, it was like, what is happening? Then we got 5, and everybody in the lobby was like, what did it say when you got 5? And I was like, Killtacular. It was that early rumbling of a game where people didn't even know what some of the medals were that didn't play Combat Evolved or Halo 2. I don't think Combat Evolved initially had the medals. I can't remember if that online feature had them or not. I think it did. But definitely Halo 2 had the medals. So I think in Halo 2 also it stopped at Killtacular. I think it was like just Killtacular over and over again. So that was pretty sick. It was just a great moment. I actually played the game every day until 2010 when Halo Reach came out, and even then Halo 3 went right back in. But the whole point of this is a few months before the Halo 3 1 year anniversary, my father passed away. That Christmas wasn't just the year I got my Xbox 360. It was also the last year that I had my father and one of my best friends. And the thing that sucks about all this is that when that happens, when you being as young as of a teenager as I was and losing a parent, all of a sudden there is no time for video games. There's no time for movies. There's no time for friendships. There's no time for relationships. Um, we had a vacation planned well ahead of this happening, and there was no time for vacations. Like even being on vacation soon after the death and the burial was just it was surreal. It didn't feel like I should have been there. And as it being that young, I didn't know how to grieve. I didn't know how to express my emotions. I didn't know how to handle the situation that was happening. So without having the time for all that other stuff, the only time I did have was to be locked inside my own head. And that is a dangerous place for somebody that doesn't know how to process their emotions. And I did not want to be here at all. And I didn't understand why. My father wasn't even halfway through his life. Like he was still considered young in my book. Like he had life. There was tons of stuff for him to do in life. He never got to go to the ocean. He never got to see a beach. Like my dad he collected things. He was the collector. He had all the original Star Wars toys. We had all of the Pokemon Burger King Pokeballs, right? We had the Inspector Gadget McDonald toys and all the McDonald toys and all the collectibles. He would build things from scratch and from hand and make landscapes and make these little houses and trees and trains. And he was a jack of all trades, master of none. Our backyard was a train station. Literally a mini train station ran throughout our backyard around our vegetables. It wasn't like it was a sudden thing that happened, but like we knew that he was sick and he had a weak heart and these other things, but like it just it still didn't feel real, and I asked myself why on a daily basis, and it didn't make sense and it didn't seem fair, and I had to live with that in my head. And my dad told me he had some surgery, and he told me, "Hey, I'm going to get to live to see you graduate." And my dad did not get to see my graduation. He wanted to try on my class ring, and he did not get to do that. He wanted to dance with my mom at my graduation. He did not get to do that. He wanted to be there for me. He didn't get to do that. And I remember my first kiss in 8th grade, and I called him before I told anybody else, and we had a conversation, and he was living through me. He was so giddy and giggly, and he laughed, and just he was so excited for me and proud. And he told me about his first kiss story. And I kind of had a moment a couple weeks before it happened to ask questions if I needed to, like if I wanted to know anything. And obviously, putting a kid on the spot, you can't think of anything. I just asked him, basic questions. But I don't know my dad's favorite number. I don't know his favorite color. I barely know his favorite sports teams. I just know about him, and I didn't know like there was more to his life I wanted to know and his experiences that I don't know, and I'll never get to know. And I ask people questions that are so simple, like what's your favorite number or what's your favorite color? Because it's just like it's basic things that's cool to know about people. And it's easy to remember, like, oh, Jeremy's favorite number is 7. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that knows me personally knows the jersey numbers I wore and why I wore those numbers. Like my dad passed away before I even had facial hair, and he told me, he said, once that shit starts coming in, you're not gonna want to shave it. And I told him I was gonna cut it all off as soon as I got a little mustache or some chin hairs. I was taking it off, and he was right. I mean, I think I look better with facial hair, and I didn't never learn how to shave from him. As funny as that sounds, like I never learned how to shave, so I just grew a beard out. I never learned those things, those life skills. I didn't learn how to. He built cars from scratch. I never got to learn how to work on a car or to build a train or to make a miniature or any of that stuff. I didn't get to learn any of his instrument skills, and I never get that opportunity. I never got to tell my dad about these movies I've seen and the Marvel Cinematic Universe and talk about my first ever relationship and um, the ups and downs of life and heartbreak and success. And I didn't get to he didn't get to celebrate my moments with me, and I didn't get to celebrate any moments with him, and birthdays and graduations and holidays, and it just wasn't fucking fair. And all of that stuff ran through my head on a daily basis. And in my darkest of moments, my best friend at the time, again, his name was Brandon. He asked me if I wanted to get on and play Halo 3. He's like, hey man, I know it's been a while. And I did. And I hopped on and played Halo 3, and it was the best escape there could ever be. Oddly enough, I kind of learned how to like understand my emotions a little bit better. I learned how to grieve a little bit better. And I got to have those moments where my brain was clear and just play a video game with my friends and let loose and have fun. And it got to distract me from the reality of life. And that was the coolest thing ever. It got really emotional, got really hot. I had to get up and just take a second. But I played Halo 3 on a literal daily basis. As soon as I got home from school, I would play it all day. My brother got off at midnight. I would sneak into his lobbies and we would play until 6 a.m., rinse and repeat nonstop. And I learned so much, and we got pretty fucking good at the game, man. We got really good at the game. Multiple general accounts, 5-star generals, 2-star generals, a lot of brigadiers. We tried all the boosting methods where you lose. We made a bunch of accounts and did basic trainings just to get clips, and we tied together clips. And we never got to do the montage, but we went to a ton of local tournaments. We won local tournaments. I got to go on and play with a lot of great teams and win a lot of great matches, a lot of clutch moments. Got to go to MLG Columbus, MLG Raleigh. Got to just be involved in those different things, and it's a really cool. It's just really cool. It's a really cool thing to escape. Is I still have my MLG, my old school MLG hoodie. It's just a really cool thing to experience, and I can't thank Halo enough because it gave me that kind of escape. And there are good escapes and there are bad escapes, and I appreciate this video game being a good one. And I just want to say to anybody out there that's ever felt like alone or didn't know how to grieve or didn't know how to process, or you feel like you're in a bad spot, or you feel depressed, sad, or had the same thoughts that I had, I just want to let you know that you are loved. You're loved by somebody. And if you feel like you're in a situation where you're not, just know that there are, even if you like people that you know are against you, there are people that you don't know that are possibly rooting for you. And I want you to know that you are loved. And there's tons of extensions for you to reach out to. And there's tons of people out there that are willing to help you, even if they don't know you. And just, I can't repeat it enough. Like, you're loved. Like, I chose to wear the Be Kind hoodie for this, the Master Chief Be Kind hoodie while recording this. Just, you're not alone. I love you. To Brandon, I love you too, brother. That dude got me through a really tough spot, and he was there in a lot of crucial moments in my life. And I appreciate him being the best duos partner in Halo I could ever ask for. And I just want you to know I'm proud of you. I'm proud of everything that you've done. I know you'll be a phenomenal father and a great husband. And I'll never feel what I felt playing Halo 3. I'll never have those moments. I'll never be able to be in those things and experience those moments and experience those people and have those arguments and the rage quits and the clutch moments and the big wins and making friendships and talking to people online. While all that stuff could come back, it'll never be the same because I'm not in that same place. I'm in a better place, but even now, like it wouldn't hit the same. I'm much older, and it's a whole wild mess. So so finally, again, I'm actually out this time. Thank you to Halo 3, to Bungie, to 343 Industries, to Xbox slash Microsoft. Thank you. I love you. If you're watching this video, I love you. If you've ever felt the way that I felt in that time, I love you. Just feel like it could have been a much longer story. It's condensed. It's condensed. But just know I love you and thank you. I'm giving you a forehead smooch and I'm out.